Good morning.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to hear when you come in, Chirag.
That's why I kind of sometimes just like sitting here as a fly on the wall. They're very interesting conversations and they're all very different every day. So happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope everyone's had a good start to their day. And let's continue down our journey of the core four. And now I just want to re-emphasize this. So if you're feeling slightly overwhelmed or this feels like a lot, it's very similar to when you go to the gym and you have not worked out ever, or it's your first time back doing it. It's extremely difficult. And the first time you do it, you feel really sore after and everything hurts and you don't want to do it again, right? And look, the reality is, a lot of us don't have business issues. We have time management issues. Our day and our lives are just nothing more, nothing less than a culmination of our experiences and choices. And your experiences have programmed you to be a certain way you are today. And the choices that you make going forward is what's really going to determine the outcome of your future. So look, it's very simple. Everyone just make a note. If you want to find time, just go to the screen time section of your phone and look where you're spending hours every day and just slowly cut in some of those areas, right? If you cut 30 minutes off of social media a week, that's hours that you have that you could complete this work. I tell people all the time, it is a social profile. I get it makes business and stuff, but it's really not going to change your life. But the work here will change your life. Right? By fundamentally understanding where our business comes from and being able to take very tactical, specified actions, there's no ambiguity and everything becomes simple. But the goal is to make sure that you guys put the time. You're going to hear me. Somebody's going to want to kill me by the end of this year. They're like, if he tells me to block time one more time. But look, it's a skill that was never taught to us. It's not taught in school. It's not taught in college. And it's not taught to entrepreneurs. And in essence, it's literally the first skill that you should learn. How do I effectively sit down for 30 minutes an hour with a specified outcome to get something done? I was telling my son this morning, he had a tablet, then he lost his tablet. Then we're nice when we gave him back his tablet. And then we figured out, because he's really clever, that he would literally wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and would be down here for hours. So he's really good with math. And I had him add up the hours that he spends on his tablet before anybody wakes up. Then I asked him to multiply it by 7. Then I asked him to multiply that by 4. Then I asked him to multiply it by 12. Then I asked him how many days that were. And we sat there doing it on a piece of paper. And I'm going to say, imagine you did this for 5 years. How many days is that? And his eyes lit up. He goes, Daddy, that's a bad use of time. It's like, yeah, because it's not getting you to your outcome, right? Because if you know what your goals are, and you're very clear as to what your destination is, it's very easy to make choices that align with it. So everything you do in a day is either going to move you this way or move you this way. There's no this. There's no standstill. So let's get into implementing your core four today. Are we all aligned with that? Give me a thumbs up. Guys, you can do this. This is not complicated. Starting a real estate business and finding clients and figuring out how to do this and learning a market and all these other pieces that are involved today and dealing with unreasonable people, that is complicated. Putting time aside and completing the work is being disciplined, which is not complicated. It's more of a choice. So there are 4 main areas that you generate your business. In essence, that's your core 4, right? And now we really want to make business-driven decisions based on this. So here's a quick rundown of the benefits. Your time is invested in the areas with your greatest ROI, AKA let's remove the ambiguity of our business and let's really spend time on what works. Number 2, you create deeper relationships with the most important people you do business with. Right? This is a relationship business. People don't pick real estate agents based on purely sales stats or anything. A lot of it's based on feelings and who they like. Well, the majority of these people have already self-selected and they already like you, right? So why would you not want to continue to build a relationship? It is much easier to get business out of somebody that's transacted with you than it ever will be in your life trying to find a new client. Number 3, targeted messaging. Right? When we get into marketing and messaging, we want to stop this whole like, this is for everybody. You ever get an ad or someone sends you something or an email and you're like, why the hell are you sending me this? My view on that is when you send people messages like that, you're stealing time out of their day. They're like, well, that sounds a bit extreme. No, it's not. You know how many emails you have to delete every day? And if you add that time up the same way over a year, you've wasted several hours of your life. Deleting things people didn't sign you up for. So while I'm on marketing messaging, please stop sending out your property flyers and open houses to every person in your database. If you have agents that you want to build relationships with, do not send them every listing and every open house. Like my buddy Matt in the Hamptons does not want to go to an open house in Calabasas. Right? Like this is just not logical. We do things because we're told to do them and we think that's what we should do. And we think that the activity equals results. It doesn't. It shares a message of who you are as a brand and how you view people. If somebody bought a house from you and they're still getting all these emails, I don't know if Susie, if you bought a house, do you want me to keep emailing you new listings and you're not interested about? No. What you're going to want me to do is email you things that have to do with living in the community, house maintenance, any kind of financial trends, things that are in alignment with your personalized goals. And that's why this is important. And the last one is your budget. You need to easily identify areas where you can cut. Everyone can cut their budget. Next week, I want to cut everybody's budget. I want to save you more money than you ever invested in this program. That is my goal in cutting budgets next week. Right? Because the thing is the more you dig into this, the more senseless spending you realize you have. Sound good? So let's go into our strategic plan, right? So in each one of these, the goal is really to reprioritize your schedule to align with where your business is coming from. And this is where the simplicity comes in this. So let's go into the 4 areas. In your CRM, and guys, this is in your action steps. You don't have to worry about writing this all down. In your CRM, we want to go back to each person that transacted in 2022. Why? Those are our newest, freshest relationships that we could build on a different foundation. Number 2, make sure you tag them correctly based on your lead source, right? You want to ensure that the data you have for the people who have transacted with you is clean. And just a side note, if you have 20, 30,000 people in your CRM and you have no idea who they are, that is literally going to stop you from marketing to people. Because the way our brains work is we seek to avoid pain more than we seek pleasure. So if there's 20,000 people, at some point, a message could be good for the right people, but you'd be like, well, who are these other people? I don't want to be salesy. It doesn't matter. You can't treat your acquaintances the same way you treat your friends, right? There's a different type of relationship there. So once somebody crosses that line and becomes a past client or a great referral source, you effectively have to treat them a little differently. Number 3, add the additional tags based on interest. Kids, dogs, cats, empty nester, their age. And this is, again, we're building now for the future, right? Real strategy involves doing things once that can affect what you do later. So once you build a great foundation, these activities all become rinse, repeat, grow, rinse, repeat, grow, rinse, repeat, grow. And they're very easy to do at scale, and they're very easy to delegate out to other people. The last one, actually, so 2 more. Check to see when the last time you reached out to them. When was the last time you even called these people? Contacted them, emailed them, text them. Look, we have such a focus on what's next and what's new. We don't pay attention to what we have and we should already value. Why would you ever want to give up for what you have for the hope of something else? Doesn't make sense. And the last one is, if you've not reached out to them, prioritize connecting with them. All of them. So Ed, I'm looking at you, did a bunch of transactions last year, Ed Verdell. So you got to call all these people. I know you're not afraid of the phones. You're one of the few guys that actually likes the phones. Just call people. It's not like rocket science. And if they say, well, they don't like calls, send them a voice note. Right? And so now I'm going to give you a little email template. There are a couple of templates that we wrote in here. So this is just checking in, right? So the subject line is, and this is for someone on social media. So if your client is on social media, before you send this email, go on and look at their social media. And you're going to write this message to them. I was thinking about you recently and wanted to see how the start of the year has been going for you and your family, ? I recently saw, insert what you saw on social media and wanted to reach out. I know you're busy, no need to respond. I was just thinking about you and wanted to send you a note. Do you think anyone could get upset by that? No. That note pretty much says, hey, I was thinking about you. How's your year going? I saw this on social media. It's awesome. I thought of you. I just want to say hi. Great. And the fact that you're writing no need to respond will get them to respond to you. And by the way, this email could be sent in a video as well. I could say, hey, Ed, I was just thinking about you and I want to have an idea of how's the beginning of 20 and 22 going for your family. I saw this awesome thing on social media that you had won another jiu-jitsu tournament. So I just want to send you a quick note. I know you're really busy. No need to respond. Talk to you soon. Ed's smiling because that's actually something I saw on his social media. So if he got that note, is he very likely to respond to me? 100%. Right? It's the law of reciprocity. When someone gives to you, you feel obligated to give back. Now, here's another one for no social media. I was thinking about you recently and wanted to see how the start of the year was going for you and your family. If there's anything I could support you with for the year, or if you have any questions, I'm always here to help. I know you're busy, no need to respond. I was just thinking about you and wanted to send you a note. Can we all send those messages to people? Do you think anyone's going to get upset? No. And by the way, if I was sending this message, I would send it in bulk mail. I would hit, actually, you know what? Here, hold on. Let me pull this up and show you guys this. Do you see this button? Where is this? Do you see this toggle signature? No signature. Now I can just go in here, copy. And this would be first name. Oops. Paste. Does that not look like I just typed it on my cell phone? Let's see some of you guys looking in. Now that literally looks like you took the time to take out your phone and write this message to somebody. I don't know if somebody saw my social media and said something about my kids and I thought they sent it from their phone. I'm 100% responding. I'm like, wow, what a thoughtful person. And these are the benefits of technology, right? Is that you can actually do things like this. And with the way that the tech is set up here, like this literally took me 2 minutes. I could add in every single contact. If I decide just to send a general message for the sake of time and not personalize it with social media, I would find my best clients. I would personalize it through social media, and everyone else I would just dump this message to in bulk mail. You can do the whole thing in 15 minutes. Does that work for everybody? Do you guys like more email templates? All right, cool. So look, like part of our commitment to you guys is this, like if we tell you to send an email, we're going to give you the email. Now, this is what the challenge is for people and the gap essentially that we need to fill. And sometimes you need to fill it for yourself. If I said, hey, send all your clients an email, just check in on them. You're going to sit there. What do I say? When do I say it? How do I not offend them? Am I asking for a referral? Like it's too complicated. So we just want to give it to you. So you just hit the button. Prospecting. You have to prospect to make money in this business. Period. End of story. right? This is prospecting is AKA income producing activities. If you remember the 10-minute business plan, what did I do today to create business for my future self that did not exist? Number one, 1 hour a day, 1 hour. Get a headset, walk around, drink some coffee. You know, I always find prospecting a great way just to like kind of move a little bit, right? The second part of it is start calling everyone who you did business with in 2022. And look, in your Compass CRM, you go back here. My buddy Aaron Buckbinder. So let's pull up Aaron in a new tab. Can you guys all, someone give me a thumbs up. Can you still see Aaron Buckbinder? Okay. So if you notice here, there's overview, activity, notes, tools, details, right? Activity. If I'm calling them, I want to log in this activity so that in my overview and feed, I can see the last time I called him, right? Spoke with Aaron. His kids just both started playing basketball and they're addicted. Send both Aaron's kids dribble out balls as a gift. So I would log this activity. Now, notes. When I look at notes in the CRM, those are things that you want to remember about people, right? Kids started playing basketball. Sent dribble up ball on 2-7. Period. So look, if I need to call Aaron, right? Kids started playing basketball. Her child was on the call. Send a note to learn something about their kids' names and ages. Spoke to Aaron. He shared his home must be this. Like, these are all the important things that you say. So if you look at the activity, right, it's the context of the conversation. You look at the notes. These are high level takeaways. So if I needed to call Aaron again, like, hey, Aaron, it was just, I saw basketball. I was thinking about you. How's basketball going for your kids? And then the conversation very naturally starts. Do you guys all see how this all connects together now? Bulk email, CRM, like, and this is how easy it can be. And actually, wait a second. Let me go back. One more thing. So now that I'm done with this, right? I made a commitment to do it. You write this word down. Every promise is a task. Send out, dribble up, ball, by. Do you see how I put the word by there? So when I'm looking at my tasks in Compass, I need to prioritize them. They actually have a date, a time. I would just put today. I hit add. All right. So now if I go to my tasks, send Aaron dribble up ball by 3 p.m. It works like clockwork. Every promise is a task. Everything that becomes a promise should be noted. And this is how you literally build A, a sellable business, and B, you have incredible relationships with your clients. All right, let me keep going. So set up follow-up calls, right? Like set a task to reach back out to these people in 4 to 8 weeks based on it. And then we're going to follow the Ford model: family, occupation, recreation, dream. So I'm going to say, Sarah, let's see. Sarah from 30A. How's your family doing? What's new at work? Do you have any trips planned this year for upcoming breaks for the kids? Is there anything new you'd like to try this year? That's a whole conversation. That's it. And if you're coming off of people that you sold houses to last year as their first home, be like, hey, it's the beginning of the year. I just want to see how your year is going. But more importantly, how did you enjoy your first Christmas in your new home or the first holiday in your new home? What was that like? Was everything you hoped for? Like, these are really human conversations to have. But this is how people feel connected to you. Next part, my favorite one, time blocking and scheduling. Number one, make a list of what you need to time block for. Based on the stuff that we've talked about, what do you need to time block for? Start by making a list. Number two, block out the time for the next 30 days. Do not try to do all this stuff in 1 week. Please, for the love of God, you'll be overwhelmed and you'll leave. Break it up over a month. There's a lot of different pieces here. You have to pick the ones you want. Ensure there's a clear outcome to every time block. A bad time block, call people for 1 hour. That's bad. A specific outcome is to have a minimum of 5 conversations. When you know the outcome, you can work towards something. If there's ambiguity in your phone rings, you're going to answer it because you're not working towards a goal. And the last one is financial planning. Now, I want everyone to start to understand what their business expenses are. Can we open up the chat? Okay, hit yes or no, and be honest if you know your business expenses. Okay, so there are definitely more no's than yeses. And that's fine. Well, Ellen, if you are an agent, you still have some expenses in running your business. You still want to know what they are. Everyone has expenses. So what I want all of you to do is go and print out the last 3 months of your business bank statements. And if you don't have a business account, please open one. And if you're operating as an individual versus like an S Corp, an LLC or something like that, please speak to your accountant. Every entrepreneur should be an entity. There's so many different tax benefits. All right, let's hit yes if you just operate as an individual and you're not a corporation. This is interesting to see. So a lot of people are just operating as individuals. So that's something you can all work on, right? So for the people who are operating as individuals, reach out to your accountant and start to understand how to do it. Literally, there is a website. There's a website, Allstate Corporate Services, LegalZoom. You could literally make an S Corp in like an hour today. Like, I kid you not. It doesn't take long. And then you go open a business bank account. So I'm not giving tax advice. So look at it, speak with your accountant, review it for yourselves. But going forward, our action steps are very simple. Prospecting, start reaching out. Time blocking, build the time for the next 30 days. CRM, update the tags and review each contact to make sure it's clean. And the fourth one is print out the last 3 months of your business bank statements. And that's it. Look, guys, we're getting organized here. We're going to have a real foundation to build our business on. And it's going to be predictable, repeatable, scalable, and profitable. And the order it comes in is what you're doing profitable. Yes. Can we make the process and how you do business repeatable? Yes. And ultimately, can we make the outcome predictable? Yeah. After you do the same thing over and over again, it's predictable if you track the metrics. And then it's the last part, my favorite one, is scalable. How do we scale this through other people? I will make sure that you guys are all financially sound, 100%. Everyone will have a budget. You have to. Because people that don't have budgets, what ends up happening is you're spending money on all these little things. And then in the end of the year, they add up to a lot. And it eats away at your profitability and net take home pay. So the notes and everything else are going to be attached to the session. So everything's on our portal, Richard. Yeah, organize is a good goal to have, right? So like, what does really success look like by the end of this month? Is you're very clear in your time blocks, how to focus your time, your energy, your money. We'll do a whole session on events and give you an events playbook, because you all think once a quarter, everyone should do an event. So don't worry. The people thinking, well, do I have this? Will I have this? Yes, absolutely, you'll have. No, there's no playbook. Whatever we give you, it's by session, plus whatever's already in our portal. All right, so everyone now, make sure you go into your implementation tracker, fill out the tracker, and time block. I'll give you guys a couple minutes for that, or I could give you a couple minutes back into your calendar today, and we're on our way. So if you're asking about who sends us referral, that goes into this concept of a lifetime value of a customer. So like I would tag them like agent referral partner or Compass agent referral partner, so that you can identify the difference. Because some of you guys get referrals from other brokerages, your past companies. Prospecting just means contact people for lead generation. It's a nice word for lead gen. So pretty much prospecting, my thing is just having warm conversations with people you already know. And your prospecting should be based on your core four and where your business is coming from. And that's really the highest, most likely group of people to refer you people and stay in touch with you and everything else. All right, everybody, as always, I like to end with love in my heart. I love you all. I hope everyone has a very powerful day. Make sure to check out the expert mentor sessions, and I will see you all next week. Bye, everybody.